When you say present, you mean like who am I as a guy? Well, I'm kind of embarrassed. I don't want to say it because I'm an older guy, right? And I live with some roommates. They're older than me, but they're very nice. They're very sweet. I live at home with my parents. Sorry. I guess all Portuguese people live at home with their parents at one point, right? I just never left. The food's so good. That's why I'm there still. You can tell. Look, I'm never going to leave. I'm Jeff. At the end of the day, that's me. I'm 43 years old, right? I'm a pretty, good-looking guy, right? Not bad. No, I'm a guy. I'm just a Portuguese guy living at home with his parents, I got a good see, but women always think that, a guy living at home with his parents, what a loser, right? It's a loser. No. That guy that you want, what most women want, the guy with the nice job, the nice car, the nice house, nice clothes. When he goes out on a date, he has no more money for you. He's broke. He spent it all on all that stuff. But me, I have a nice job. I make pretty good money. I have a nice car, right? I dress modestly, so I save money there. I have lots of money for you. And guess what? If we wait long enough, free house. Not bad, right? It's a pretty good deal. Yeah, that's pretty much me. So, because my comedy's about that situation and how I could either cry about it or I can make fun of it. So I make fun of it. People are asking me, do you have any skinny jeans? All my jeans are skinny now, okay? I got into stand-up, believe it or not, for the reason that all men do everything, because of a woman. Yeah, I had, there was another comic that I'd gone to a show at a comedy bar in Toronto, and there was two comics that I liked, and they knew me from Twitter, and I thought, I'm just a guy. I wasn't doing comedy. And the one guy recognized me. He said, "You write funny stuff. You should continue to do it." And I was like, "Oh my God!" I almost started sweating, But then I met a girl at the comedy club, and I was like, and her background was similar to mine. I'm not going to say who it was. And I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to hang out at this place." But then I figured out, well, maybe I don't like the girl that much. I like comedy, and I started going there every day for like 6 months. Got to become friends with all the comedians, and then I did my stand-up first set. 2012, May 1st. You remember the first time, right? You always remember. And oh man, once you get that first laugh, everything else it's just beautiful. And there's not too many Portuguese comedians, so we're kind of unique in that. There's only maybe a half dozen of us. Am I being too low? Do you want higher energy?
Yes, please.
Okay, fine. All right. Jeez. I was feeding off yours. I was like, she's so quiet. I was like, should I light a candle or what's the deal? I can't. My set has changed. My comedy has changed since I've been doing it for about 7 years. It's 7 or 8 years. It's changed because I don't. When I look at my old sets, I can't watch them because I almost didn't know how to do jokes. You could tell I was trying too hard, and as I got more into this, you realize less is more. So comedy's all about truth. It's all about being honest. And the more honest you are with yourself, the more funny you get, right? So that's what's been the big change, is instead of trying to make a joke, I just use my life. When you're experiencing family, it feels painful, but eventually it's going to turn into funny. I mean, I remember growing up, being Portuguese, your parents tend to give you a little, we call them chupadas, right? And I remember growing up, you're like, oh, I hate this. But when you become older, you're like, man, that was really funny. Especially, I have an older brother, and he used to get hit a lot. But he deserved it. Let's be honest. And you would think that's painful. He got hit, and I was like, he would look at me and be like, "Hey, man, get them something." I'm like, "No, you deserve it." So yeah, comedy comes from. It's not. I don't want to say that my parents are going to kill me for saying that, because they're going to be like, in church, and they'll be like, they hit their kids. They all hit their kids. Portuguese people lie if they don't hit their kids. But anyways, they don't hit. It's love hits. When you make a joke, it's always about surprise. For me, it's about surprise. So, you'd be saying 1, 2, 3, zebra. You're not expecting zebra, right? So stand-up is showing somebody something from a different angle and saying, look, you're looking at it this way, and then boom, here's what it really is. And that person going, oh my God, you're so right. And recognition is the number one. Because in comedy, that's all we're looking for. We're looking for other people to go, yeah, I feel what you're feeling. I understand where you're coming from. I had one guy, when I was doing a show, got really mad because I had made a joke about because I'm a big guy. So my friends try to hook me up with girls that are the same size as me because they think we share like, an interest of eating food. So I always joke around that, you shouldn't date someone the same size. You want to date someone that's the opposite size. So if I'm a big guy, then I need a skinny girl because then it matches up. It's like two pieces of puzzle. So one guy, I said that, and I was talking about girls that are bigger, and I was talking about myself too, but he took it as offense because his girlfriend was a bit bigger too. And he said he was so angry. I thought this guy was going to kill me. But luckily enough, I went up to him. I said, hey, man, that joke's not meant to make fun of fat people. It's meant to just connect with people and say, hey, we all have different bodies and we all have different. But that was probably the scariest thing I've ever experienced was this guy was ready to kill me. So, yeah. So when they say stand-up isn't dangerous, it is. Preparation for a show is I'll go through I'll watch some of my sets. If it's been a while, especially during COVID now, I'll read my material and just go through my set list. And then in the early days when I started stand-up, I was very structured. I'm going to do this joke, this joke. But as you get more jokes into your bag of jokes, the more you can change them and switch them around. So I try not to prepare too much and say, okay, I'm going to be very rigid. I know what I want to talk about, and then I leave it open I always leave room for the funny. So, because the audience is a component that you have to feed off of it. So if you over prepare, you might go into it, like I used to do improv early on, and if you overdo it, it doesn't make it funny anymore. So to be free and open to anything that's going to happen, but still keeping the structure of your jokes there is how I prepare. So if you think it's going to go really good by preparing and be like, it's going to be amazing, and you're not a little bit nervous, you're going to fail. You can be in your pajamas and do the show and just have a top on. Like now, I'm wearing pajamas. People don't even see it. I don't know. Maybe they see my legs. I have no idea. Anyways. So I'm going to do a sketch right now with 5 words that I just pulled out of the bag. The first one being chinelo, right? The next one being evental. The dinheiro is the next one. Inchado and bifana. So those 5 words, when I was thinking about them, reminded me of something that happened to me the other day. I was going for a bifana the other day because I was hungry and I needed a bifana. I was like, some bifana. But my Portuguese parents don't like when you buy food from outside, right? Because if it's not made by your mother, it's foreign food. So I comprei a bifana and I had um nade para pagar por bifana. I peguei por meu nade, not somebody else's, it was my nade. And eu fui lá, comprei a bifana, cheguei a casa, and there's my mãe no invental, fazer comida, bifana lá na casa. And I'm like, oh, eu gastei este nade para nada. And she says, queres comer agora? I said, no, está cheio. Já comi bifana. Oh my God, o chinelo, ela trouxe o chinelo do pé dela, boom, na cabeça. Eu ficou inchado com bump na minha cabeça. I said, oh my God. She goes, nunca comemos foreign food. I can't think of foreign food. Food fora desta casa é foreign. So I got it every time eu compro bifana. Tem este inchado aqui, nunca foi por baixo da chinela dela. I've learned in comedy, if an audience member comes up to you and said they had a really good show, don't correct them. So if they said you're amazing, then you just say thank you very much and you move on. Ooh, Robin Williams is probably my favorite comedian because his energy when he comes into a room, and John Candy, you want to hug them right away. You're like, I love that person right away, and you don't want to leave it. They give you that feeling that it just lifts you up. And his philosophy of making people forget their problems is what I use when I do my stand-up. So he's probably my favorite in terms of performing. But because I'm getting older, Mark Maron is one of the comics I look forward to because he kind of speaks to what I'm thinking. So they represent what I want to become, what I want my stand-up to be. If you're on a date and it's not going well, say you live at home with your parents, you're going to get out of that date quick. It works for me every time. The Portuguese background flavors my stand-up in terms of the way I am. So my self-confidence, or the lack of it, comes from being Portuguese, right? So when you're an immigrant, especially an immigrant son, you have to straddle those two worlds of being English and Portuguese at the same time. So a lot of comedy comes from that interaction, right? I remember, it's missed in translation is a big one, right? So I remember one day I was at home and the phone rang, and I don't know if you guys have this, but the Portuguese intercom system, where you yell at the floor or the ceiling to get, like in the house, that's the intercom. I was in the basement, on just watching TV, and I hear it's, on the Portuguese intercom, Jeffrey, did you order pizza? And I'm like, I didn't order a pizza. What do you mean? She goes, my mom's like, I got some guy on the phone. He's from the pizza party. Did you order a pizza party? I'm like, wait. Is it the PC party? It was an election call, but because of the translation, I laughed so hard. But those little things, those little tidbits are what make the growing up Portuguese special, right? And that adds to my comedy all the time, that lost in translation, right? When I was little and I went to church, I didn't speak very well, and I had like an accent on my ears too, like I wouldn't listen properly. And in church, people would say, graças a Deus. But I would hear it and I'd be like, graças a Deus, okay, I got it. But I wouldn't say it properly, so I ended up saying graças a Deus all the time. And people were looking at me in church going, what's this graças a Deus? I did a show, because when you do stand-up, when you do it for strangers, I could take off my pants in front of strangers, no problem. I'm not going to. Don't worry. You don't have to worry. But you're free because you don't know those people, right? But when it's your family, you have to see them every day. You respect them, right? So you want to make sure that you're not. And the thing that got me the most special moment was I did a show, and it was an outdoor stand-up show. And I finished my set, it went good, and I got off stage, and there were my parents, and they had watched the show. And my heart started pounding. I was just like, oh my God, but then they came up to me and they said, that was a good show. I'm really proud of you. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to quit stand up now. Cause that's the thing that I'm welling up here. I'm not supposed to cry. Why don't you make me cry, Oprah? But yeah, it got to me because it was like, that's the main reason that we do this stuff, is to get that approval and recognition from those people you grow up with or you love, right? And yeah, that moment changed it, because I was at that point, I was like, okay, now I feel okay about this. I feel like, they respect what I'm doing and they're appreciative of it. And yeah, that was the big one. It's so that when I go to the beach, I go nadar na água, põe t-shirt, okay?
Oh, por quê?
Because não, ninguém precisa ver esta coisa aqui.
Okay.
It's a work in progress, eu digo, Hey, how are you guys doing? Sorry, don't talk at your TV because I can't hear you. So I'm assuming you're doing well. My name is Jeff Estrella. I'm 43 years old. And let me tell you about myself. I do a lot of online dating. And I know a lot of people, we're all doing it now. We all do the Tinder and all the different Bumbles, And I've been doing it for a lot of years now because my day job, I'm IT. So I'm really good with computers. And I'm amazing with Photoshop. Like, if you're looking right now, I know it doesn't look like it, but just look for a guy who looks like Brad Pitt online. That's my profile. You can go and check it out. But I've done every dating site. I know them inside. Like, if there was a course to teach, I could teach the course on dating sites. And let me tell you right now, if you want a bit of advice, when you're looking at dating sites, the more money you spend on the site, the better quality person you get, right? It's like you go to eHarmony, you pay $50 a month, right? You get pristine, drama-free people, no issues, but it takes you 4.5 years to fill out that survey to get to that point. And I don't know about you guys, but whenever I fill out a survey, it's the person I want to be, not the person I am right now. So that guy that you see in the survey, that's the guy 4 years from now. So if you want to wait the 4 years, you'll get that guy eventually. But yeah, the eHarmony is really expensive. And recently, I was like, I can't afford this anymore. I want to find the love of my life, but I don't want to go broke doing it, right? So I switched, and I switched over from eHarmony to OkCupid because I realized I can get disappointment for free, and I don't have to pay for it. Yeah, so the less money you spend on site, of course, the worse person you get. So you go eHarmony, right? Pretty good people, excellent. You know, you go down to the next level, like Lava Life, those sites, pretty good. People are still pretty good. You go down to OkCupid, not bad, right? People are still pretty decent. A couple of crazies, couple of psychos, right? Then you get to the bottom, Plenty of Fish, right? The bottom, it's free. Nobody's spending any money, right? At that point, if you get down to the Plenty of Fish, you're dredging the lake for toilet seats and boots. Like there's just the bottom of the ocean, right? Like, and I'm no scientist, right? But I'm Portuguese. And I'm pretty sure crabs live at the bottom of the ocean. There's plenty of fish in the sea, but there's stuff at the bottom of the ocean we shouldn't be eating, guys. I'll be honest. We've tried it all, but yeah. So spend a little bit of money on a dating so you do better, right? I'm on Tinder too. That's another one, right? I'm swiping right all the time, you know, getting matches. And I'm on Bumble too. But Bumble, I found out, is Bumble is just Tinder with Photoshop, right? The people just look nicer, but it's the same people. And I want to share this, but I don't know if I should. I was online, and you know, I have a pretty good personality. I get along with people, and I messaged this girl, right? So I'm looking through all the profile pictures first before I do that. And I see this girl, and she's in her little thumbnail. We all know the little thumbnail, the little square image. And if you look at somebody's thumbnail, if you look at any thumbnail, it always looks amazing, right? You're like, you look at that thumbnail, she's really cute. But then you blow it up. You're like, then you get the details. And I mean, like right now, we could take a picture of somebody in this room of their hemorrhoids, shrink it down to a thumbnail, and everybody like, oh, cute, look, freckles. No, blow it up, boom, not freckles. And so I saw this girl, and I clicked on her photo, and I blew it up. And she was completely cross-eyed. And you're like, cross-eyed? What do you mean cross-eyed? Like just a little lazy eye? No, like full-on cross-eyed. Like they say you should look into a woman's eyes. But guys, if I go on a date with her, I'm lucky if I'm going to get one in, right? So I'm thinking to myself, Jeff, really? You're judging this woman? You're 43 years old and you live at home with your parents? Maybe you can't be choosy anymore, right? I said, yeah, maybe this woman is the woman of my dreams and I'm passing her up because I can't look her in the eyes, right? So I messaged her and I said, listen, you seem really nice based on your profile. We have similar interests, right? And I said, let's see if we can go out for coffee. And sent my message off. No joke. 2 seconds later, bing, 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 I get an email. Open it up. Why would I ever go out with you, you fat bastard? Yeah, exactly. Why? You could have just said no, right? But you had to say that. And I got so mad, right? They say you shouldn't go to bed angry. You shouldn't email angry. Because I said, you know, I opened up my email. I'm like, I'm so mad, right? And I should have waited, but I didn't. And I emailed this lady back and I said, listen, lady, this is nothing to get cross-eyed about. So we've been seeing each other for about 3.5 months now. It's going really well. Thanks a lot for watching. I'm Jeff Estrella. I hope you guys enjoyed my stand-up and my comedy. And go to a show once we all don't die from this thing. Let's go all out to a show and celebrate being Portuguese, being Italian, being whatever we are. But let's get out there and support stand-up comedy.